Hello everyone! Welcome back for another Weekend Rager, Nerd Rage. I'm Ruth Ann.
I'm Chris. Hi.
Trying to set up the other camera for Twitch. There we go, now we're up on Twitch too.
Alright.
Alright, sweet. Welcome back. Happy Saturday to all of you. We got our martinis ready. So
Dirty martinis,
yes.
guys, the best.
Living the dream.
Cheese stuffed olives.
What? Cheese? This is all happening now. Oh, it's so good.
So delicious.
Just let that. Yes. Saturday is now official. All right, so let me share this around, but we'll get started. So what do we want? Do we want to start with continuity errors?
Yeah, sure. Let's just do that.
All right, let's start with continuity errors. And so this is something that I nerd rage about all the time. That gets me really frustrated because if you're watching a show for a really long time, if you've been reading a comic book for a really long time, it's so frustrating when they just change something. And it's like, that's against what you said, like back in issue this or back in episode that. Like, do you have any continuity issues that you can think of?
You know, honestly, since I've been working as an editor, for so long in comics, it used to be my job to catch and correct those things. And honestly, now that I don't do that as much anymore, I have completely kind of divorced myself from even looking for those sort of things. It's like my brain needed a break. I was tired of hunting. And so when you point them out, I go, oh my God, you're right. Like
that's a big
that's
deal.
Some bullshit.
Yeah.
But I can honestly say I have glossed over a lot of them until somebody else brings them up to me, and then I get mad.
Now,
then I get mad.
Would you, because we actually brought up something a while back talking about the fans kind of feeling like they have too much ownership of certain stories and that kind of stuff, because I even would get frustrated with, obviously X-Men has been around for a long time, but when they kept changing how Xavier lost the use of his legs, like that kind of stuff. Now, do you feel like that does count as continuity, or is that...
That is 100% continuity.
Okay, because like, we also talked about when like you get a new writer on, they kind of want to put their new stamp on it, but it's like, but that's not...
You can't rewrite
what happened.
Like you can do an origin story, I feel, and without rewriting history. That's part of your job as the person handling the storyline. Like, there are people at Marvel and DC whose job it is to make sure that everything falls in line with continuity. So if you're sitting there going like, oh, that's not how I lost the use of his legs, even though it's been previously stated, that is an error.
It's really really frustrating.
I do not like
one that really, really got me is Star Wars. So, in The Last Jedi, there's that great scene that Luke and Leia are talking about, like Luke says, do you remember our mother? And she's like, I do a little bit, like I remember her being sad. And she talks about her mother. And then, let's like have the prequels come out, and then she dies in childbirth. So who exactly did she remember?
Also, can I just say that didn't she die in childbirth because she lost her will to live?
Let's not, I don't even want to.
Can't we just...
Like, that's...
Like, who wrote this? Like, there's obviously some things happening there that, like, no one wanted to say anything and be like, hey, you can't do that. Like, this is off base. Like,
well,
first of all, not plausible. Second of all, what?
To stay on the same feed, and somebody just did a meme about it somewhere on the same exact subject of Padme dying and all that kind of stuff. So Padme is just like, there's no way to heal her, versus Anakin gets burned, like limbs cut off. We can save him. We can make him better. Like,
he goes on to become Darth Vader. God, can you imagine what would have happened to Padme if she just been considered maybe a little?
Just a little, just like maybe a bit. Well, yeah. All that aside, but other continuity issues. Trying to think. Okay, specifically Dragon Ball universe. That gets me a little miffed.
Please don't tune out, the two of you that are on.
I'll only talk about it really quick. But there is something that
I'm just kidding.
The Super Saiyans, or just Saiyans in general, they're born with the hair that they have. They don't grow facial hair. All of a sudden, Dragon Ball Super, they have it where they go into a time chamber and come out with beards. It's like, no, you said back that. Like, it's just like little stuff that they're usually so good at catching, but that continuity is so important to me. And like TV shows,
it is important.
There's like some new TV shows that are out that have only been out for like 2 seasons, and they already are like, changing
they're
things.
kind of going back on things that have been established at the beginning, you know, and it happens quite a bit where I feel like, okay, like you establish something in the very, very beginning. Okay, and honestly, let's just take like Arrow, for instance. All right, everybody knows I hate the damn flashbacks in Arrow. Okay, flashbacks, I fast forward through
that
them.
changes the continuity completely of that show.
Everything.
It's
everything.
very
and
annoying.
It drives me crazy because I was like, how long was he on this island? And then they went into like, oh, he got off the island and was doing all this weird, crazy shit, like in different countries, doing different stuff with different people.
He kept getting off the island.
Like, what?
Why didn't he just stop?
Why didn't he just go home?
Just go home. Are you too good for your home? Go home.
Like, it's just, and it's stuff like that that really drives me crazy, and I just get very frustrated, and I just, who's writing this? Like, I'm gonna write an angry letter. I'm gonna write an angry letter.
Well, this is gets crazy, right? Is like, whoever's writing this, like, you're obviously haven't been watching your own show. Like, that's what's crazy. It's when, like, it's your show.
Yeah.
You don't remember, and it happens like Doctor Who as well. There's like all that continuity stuff with Clara. Don't even get me started. Like, and it's like you're the showrunner, or you're the person that's like, this is your show. This is your IP. What are you doing? Like, what is even happening?
I feel like that's fair.
Oh, it's so frustrating.
So anyway, if you know, and one of those things actually, I've been watching the X-Files, the new season.
Oh, I haven't started it yet.
Yeah, and
wait, just real quick, is it worth watching?
Well, you're the first. Okay, so this is like after the break. So,
yeah.
Actually, wait, no, it's not. Unless the break was really long. I don't know. I can't keep track of what season starts and ends. Anyway, so I essentially thought the first episode coming back was a little bit boring, but then the last like 5 minutes were like explosive, and I was like, what? And like it was funny because I know, because like I think Marcus was talking to me at the time, and I was like watching it, and he was saying something, and I was just like, what? Like, oh my god, I can't believe it. But honestly, that last 5 minutes changed everything that you were led to believe like was happening, and so I half got mad and half was like impressed because
so it blew away all of your
continuity.
Like,
it totally blew the continuity away, and you were just like, but I thought, like, and honestly, I had watched the X-Files movie, like, you know, the one that came out like a million years ago.
Yeah, like
it was on cable.
15 years ago.
It was on cable.
Like, who was asking?
I caught like
who was asking for this?
Yes. Well, I was.
Oh, I found her.
Yes. And
I found the one that was
I liked it when it came out. But anyway, rewatching it, I was like, eh. But I saw that a lot of the stuff in the first episode of X-Files was actually, like forecast in the movie, which you would not know. Like,
until
if you hadn't watched the movie or rewatched it over again, and you're like, oh my god, this actually fits. It all fits.
It all makes
sense. So they
sense.
did not break continuity, but I thought they did.
That's really interesting. That's really interesting. Okay, yes. So let us know if there's anything we've missed of like continuity stuff that really enraged you, because like you can find stuff in everything, and it's just, why is there not just a resident nerd on staff? Like, have them sign
nerd.
Yeah. Have them sign an NDA and like have them proofread everything and actually that completely contradicts what you did in episode thing. Seen this, like, that's what you need. Like, you need that person.
Somebody with zero social skills. Somebody.
Hey, whoa! Don't judge us all.
Plans their life on this and is just like, excuse me, I'm gonna go online and I'm gonna type out
judging us nerds. Hey, whoa, settle.
What do you mean? Judging us nerds. This is my livelihood.
Yeah,
this is like what I've been doing for like over a decade. So
yeah.
I was the one who caught the continuity errors. I was the one who did that sort of thing. So, you know, it's all good. Like, I say this, like, you know,
with love
and solidarity.
Yeah. But you just need a resident nerd on staff. Like, not like just like.
Who loves doing that, by the way?
Who loves
doing it? Because I did not like doing it.
Not so there. Because like you have so many more details you have to focus on as an editor, right? Because not only you have to look at the flow and like obviously grammar and right, like all that stuff, but I'm just talking about a continuity nerd, like just somebody to be on staff.
We're asking for continuity nerds, can we also have transition nerds? And can we also have?
That's just an editor. No, sorry, like that's editor's job.
Because
I'm sorry, not my job.
Some of these transitions are poorly done.
I remember you raving about
I did rage about that. It's a thing. I'm like, that would be my job. I'd be like, no, go back and redo that. That is awful.
There is nothing that makes me happier than finding a thing that Chris will so specifically nerd rage about, because I nerd rage so easily, and it's fun finding that in you.
I know. I don't do it very easily.
All right, so I guess this is not necessarily nerd rage on the next topic. It's more of, I don't know if it's fear, but it's just, I don't know. Like, I'm kind of worried about what everybody was excited about the Disney Fox merger, because, and the first thing everybody was like, X-Men. It's like, okay, settle down,
Yeah.
Like
let's not get ahead of ourselves. There's a lot more involved in this. But before they went through that merger, Disney had announced that they were starting their own streaming service. And so it kind of was like, oh my God, so are they going to pull everything from Netflix? And we were kind of getting a little bit worried. Yeah. And I was like, what's going to happen to like all the Marvel shows that we love to watch on Netflix? What I didn't realize personally is that Fox owns a portion of Hulu.
Uh-oh.
Yes. And so, and of course now like Runaways is on Hulu. And so that's a Marvel show.
Yeah.
And so it was one of those things where I was like, are they just like temporarily placing that there? Or did they decide, like, I don't even know like what was going through my mind. But now that I know about that connection, I'm wondering if they're just going to transition Hulu, which used to be just watch your shows after they've aired kind of a thing, if they're ramping up to become like a main competitor for Netflix instead of Disney just starting their own.
And you would be interesting is if, because there are so many things that went off of Hulu. Oh, darn. I'm sorry, Twitch, if you can't see us anymore and only are hearing us. They can't. Sorry, Twitch. You're just gonna, all right, you go.
She's gonna do this right here.
She's gonna leave.
Hey. I don't know.
I guess you have been on the whole time. Whatever. It's fine. And I can't, hopefully, if you guys are commenting, sorry, I can't see it, because, where were we? We were talking about, so, because there was a bunch of stuff that left Hulu that was very enraging for me, because I loved me some Comedy Central. Like, for a while, I had Hulu to watch At Midnight and The Daily Show. Like, that was my daily jam. I was like, I would wake up in the morning, put that on, like, maybe do a little workout, probably not, eat, and just, like, eat my breakfast and, like, have my coffee and watch it. Then they went away because Comedy Central wanted their own app. And then all of a sudden, like, WB took everything else, and CW as well.
And CBS.
Yeah, like took everything else to start their new app. And it'd be interesting, like, CBS All Access, that's going to try to be around for a while. Like, they're not going to jump on the bandwagon too quick, but I wonder if things like the CW app and, like, other smaller ones that, and, like, Comedy Central that try to take everything away, be like, just kidding, we want to get on that Disney train. Like,
it's going to be very interesting to see how it unfolds, and I'm not going to say I'm worried about it, because honestly, how does this affect us? Not really at all, because I already get Hulu. I'm not going to get CBS.
I know. I'm still the one that's taking it for the team, and I will be doing reaction review stuff for our Discovery, Star Trek Discovery show. So be looking forward to that coming this Sunday.
Tomorrow. That'd be tomorrow.
That would be tomorrow. Let me just finish my martini and I'll talk about tomorrow.
Well, anyway, so we can move into now what I feel like is actually pretty meaty.
Okay,
part.
yeah, this is a pretty meaty because of
so here's Ruth Ann and I have had many discussions about this, which is the whole reason why we started to do New Rage. It's because we're like, we should just put this on.
Yeah, we just went
up. Everybody rage with us. And
exactly.
Okay, so fan fiction and fan films. Now, as you guys know, Ruth Ann is in fan film. Light of Hope. DBZ. And we know a lot of people who actually do other fan films. And also fan fiction, which sometimes you're a fan of, sometimes you're not. You got to find the right one. But also, that's the whole thing of like the Twilight, 50 Shades of Grey. Like fan fiction is becoming,
and it's not always just sexy.
It's not that. Like
it's not always. I mean,
no, it's
there's
like,
a lot of it.
It's just basically fans who want to see something specific and no one else is doing it, so they're like, I'm gonna do it. And everybody else who had that like-mindedness was like, yes, do that because I'm gonna read it. And my question is it appropriate to do this because, number one, is it oversaturating the market where we don't need any more of this stuff? Or quite frankly, like, is it appropriate to do it because they don't own the IPs? And how far can you go with it before you get in trouble?
Yeah.
You know?
All right, and while you guys are ruminating on that question, what's interesting to me, because a lot of fan films, there's two different type of fan films of how they're born, right?
Right.
So
which I agree with hers, by the way. Before she even says that, I want to say I'm not against it. So I just like to play devil's advocate and just get on her nerves.
Anyways, so there's a lot of fan films that get born out of nerd rage because they're so angry at something that Hollywood or TV or just not done right. So, for example, Dragon Ball Z: Light of Hope. Like Donnie and Rita of Robot Underdog, when they saw the movie that shall never be named, that was supposed to be a Dragon Ball Z movie or whatever type of movie they were trying to go for, it was a disaster, and it got so much rage from everybody, but especially Donnie and Rita. So when they came up with the idea, there was so much support of like, yes, please do it right. Like, please, we need to see it done right. So there's that flavor of fan films. There's also the flavor of like, I just love this so much, and there's a distinct part that hasn't been shown, like Snape and the Marauders is a really great example. And if you haven't seen it, it's an incredible Harry Potter fan film. Look it up. It's incredible.
Yes.
And that's just something that's like, we didn't get to see that story. We didn't get to experience that story. So let's make it happen.
And it's often like something that's not necessarily feature length. It's, it's like just kind of like, well, it'd be a lot of money to do something feature length.
Yeah, because a lot of them are in between either like, 10 minutes and 30, 40.
So it tells like a quick story of something super cool that, people want to see. But my thing is that, okay, I get it that a lot of these things, they're crowdfunding, they're raising money, and they're not making anything off of this, which
they can't.
They can't because they don't own it.
Yeah.
But at what point, like, I mean, we already know because we've done some stuff where we've gotten our hands slapped.
Because we wanted to do like specifically themed events.
Party, like a themed event, and we aren't allowed to do that. Like, we can't. Not without approval from the original person who owns it. So that being said, I also know that like this affects other things like cosplay, like, because you're basically dressing up at someone else's property.
Oh, that's a whole nother...
I know it is, but it's like you're a fan, but these cosplayers are being paid to go to shows dressed up as a character that they don't own.
Oh God, how crazy would that be?
Nothing's happened yet, but will it is my question.
That would change convention scene. That would change the cosplay scene completely. Is if people were only allowed to be paid to cosplay those characters
by the company
company.
Which, by the way, absolutely happens because I am now hiring cosplayers for a person who owns a property, a very big property, who wants these cosplayers at the conventions dressed
in their IP.
Yes, they're and so I feel like it's absolutely a possibility that this is going to happen. So
Dylan says Large Lizard Sphere said themed event. Well played. Well played.
Yeah, so that's where I'm at with like fan film. Like, I feel like it's happening, but like, is it about to stop? Because
okay, but your question is a good one, and like, obviously, you guys, please chime in. Are we afraid of it oversaturating the market, and will we get? So, are you more afraid of us as a fan, getting bored of like a certain IP because we're just seeing so much of it? Like, what? So what do you mean oversaturation? What would be the problem?
Oversaturation to me is yes, because honestly, I am tired of seeing certain properties.
What you tired of?
You really want me to say what I'm tired of seeing?
If you say Dragon Ball Z, that'd be amazing.
I'm not going to say Dragon Ball Z because I've only seen yours, so no.
Well, not all of it's very obvious.
But I mean, now I'm going to like throw out an apology here to poor Gary, but I'm tired of seeing Star Wars fan films. I know at least 5 that I've watched because friends have done it. And I'm a little bit fatigued over it. And I'll be honest, like, they're all cool. They all have certain different perspectives, and they're all super unique. But is it oversaturating it? Are we tired of seeing this?
This might send us off on a different tangent. Another question kind of all told.
And again, I'm not trying to say that, like, Poor Gary. I don't want to, like, that's why I didn't want to say anything.
Anyways, moving on, change of subject.
Anyway.
No, so, okay, here's a question, though, of spin-offs.
I'm not sick of Boba Fett stories. Boba Fett, like, just needs to get his own freaking movie so that everyone can stop doing it. Anyway, okay, continue.
Okay, no, but all right, staying on the Star Wars thing, the spin-off stuff, now, do you kind of include that of the oversaturation, right? Because now we're going to get a Han Solo movie. Then there's spin-off of our favorite shows.
I want to see a professionally made 2-hour-long feature that settles everything I ever wanted. Like, that's what I want. So, like, Han Solo, okay, like, you know, everyone's like, oh, it's going to be shitty. Okay, now, so everyone's got their opinions coming out about this. I'm not one of those.
An episode about it. Yeah,
I know. I'm not one of those. I'm a wait and see person.
But, okay, you are, and like we are two different flavors of nerds, right?
Absolutely.
I get really heated and I get really invested in something, right? Versus you, that you are a fan of these properties and you are a nerd for them.
Yes. And I like to see different people's takes, and if they're good, yay, and if they're bad, I'm like, that sucked. Oh well. Yeah.
What would you? Okay, so like Harry Potter, because I know that's something you're very into. So like we obviously haven't had too many fan fictions of that, right? Because really the only one that or fan films, sorry, one that I know.
Yeah. Well, there's honestly no. Like I think there's been a few, but honestly, like for that, I mean, you can't really talk about that yet because it's so brand new. I mean, because like the Snape one, like I wanted to know about Snape. Yeah. Like I'll be honest, but I would rather like J.K. Rowling do it and have it come out as a film like the Han Solo one than settling to watch some person crowdfund for it where...
But what if it's... I mean, like, because Snape and Marauders is pretty incredible.
Yeah, it is.
And, like, as a deep fan of it, like, yeah, we like it. Can it be too many spin-offs, right? Because we discussed, like, when things are almost fan fiction of themselves, and it's just like, because, like, we have the new spin-off of Supernatural coming out, right?
I don't think that is necessary. Because, okay, so here's the thing, all right? Apparently, and this is where I get mad. This is where I get mad at fan bases, okay? Because apparently...
There's a comment that I have to read.
What is it?
Okay, Marcus said, what was your favorite Boba Fett scene? The one where he points or the one where he leans against the wall? Vader did everything. Hashtag Vader did everything himself. So good. Oh, it's incredible.
That's amazing.
Okay, so Dylan makes the excellent point. Like, the real question is, does it do the IP justice, and is it going to be considered canon? So it is interesting you know, maybe I've been on fanfiction forums.
Fanfiction is not canon.
I know, but what's interesting is that in the community, there are some that are so devoutly followed, and so everybody gets so into it, that for the community, it's canon. Like,
That's wrong.
That's wrong!
You're wrong.
But
wait, I feel like I just totally channeled somebody else that I did not want to channel.
Oh yeah, okay. Oh my god, I just know who you channeled.
Anyway, okay, so here's the thing. Can there be too many offshoots? Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I feel like yes. Some shouldn't be told.
But now, okay, so you actually feel like there is kind of a threshold for fan films. But part of me is just like, you guys just do you. Like, yes. Who cares?
Absolutely.
Like, fans,
if you have an audience
go to town.
For it, why not?
And even if you don't. If it's just something you want to do, you do you. Like, and fan fiction is so fascinating.
I'm so torn on this. I'm
right?
So
like, it's like, I literally just started like, am I, like, but I want you to stop, but do I?
Yeah, because I 100% agree with, like, the you do you, like, thing, like, because I literally say this.
Because you don't have to watch it.
Like, exactly, I don't have to freaking watch it. Like, I don't. But, and also, I can block stuff in my feed. Like, I don't have to. Did it suddenly get really dark?
Yeah, it's literally like there's clouds or I don't. There's not a cloud in the sky. What is blocking the sun? What is happening?
I don't know. Anyway.
Oh, it's a plane. It's a plane.
Before the apocalypse happens.
Yeah, right. Okay, so Dylan says, in Trek, there's memory alpha, there's memory beta, canon, non-canon, wikis. Yeah, to keep track of all of this, all the continuities is really difficult. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and the Shatnerverse. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I mean, in comic books do that too. Like X-Men, that's actually what got me out of X-Men.
It's also novels, because there's a whole series of Star Trek novels. There's a whole series of Star Wars novels that tells the origin stories of people.
My brother used to read them. I remember seeing them on a shelf when I wasn't allowed to touch them as a kid.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and it's so, yeah, honestly, and it's, you know, it's really interesting. I didn't really realize how much our continuity issue does delve into the issue of like fan fiction and all that kind of stuff as well. That's Clone Wars is fascinating to me because it was so well done that they actually added stuff from Clone Wars into the prequels.
Exactly.
Like I was like, well played, guys, well played. But yeah, that's actually what got me out of X-Men. Like reading the trades every week is because it got so convoluted of like. And then there's all these different threads and different universes. It's like, is Jean Grey alive? Is she dead? Is Xavier alive? Is he dead? Who's running the school? Like, it's just like, I can't. Screw all of you. They're in Australia. They're supposed to be dead. They have Gateway, like, letting them go different places. I don't know. I gave up.
Also fine.
No, exactly.
Whatever.
You guys do you. Like, you know, like professional people.
I guess
you guys do you.
My point is when is it going to catch the attention of the people who own the properties and a crackdown start?
I mean, a lot of them already have. Like, we saw the whole thing with Star Trek, Anacar, or whatever
that was, because I remember we scheduled it for a show and then they had to abruptly cancel because of the whole thing.
Yeah, and I mean, even with Dragon Ball Z Light of Hope, like, there's a lot of, like, we keep up with Toei and with Funimation and all that, like, make sure that nothing out.
Exactly. Which, you know, honestly, I feel like a lot of this fan
Axanar, thank you, Dylan.
Axanar, yeah. I feel like it's also free advertising.
That's, okay, yeah. So why would you shut it down? It's free advertising. Like, do you remember the quote-unquote fan film that was, like, God, I can't remember the director-writer, and I know Marcus is gonna, like, tell us.
Marcus, what is it?
So I'm talking about the Power Rangers fan film that was not a fan film. It had so much money behind it with, the cast was crazy. Why am I blanking on her name?
I am not a Power Rangers person. And yes, you're right, Marcus is. So Marcus, type in if you know who the director is.
Okay.
Joseph Kahn.
Yeah, but you guys know which one. Katie Sackhoff was in it, and like...
Oh shit, really?
What's his face? Is it the pretty boy from One Tree Hill? Who am I thinking of? Was in it?
I never watched One Tree Hill.
I didn't either. That's why I'm like, the guy, and he's like pretty, right?
Is he?
No. Everybody's gonna... Katie Sackhoff, yeah.
Starbucks in Dawson.
Yeah, Dawson Creek. Dawson of Dawson. Sorry, I get those.
Dawson. James Vanderbeek?
Yeah, that one.
The Beak?
So you haven't seen this fan film?
No, I haven't.
Okay, so
like I said, not a Power Rangers person.
Okay. So what's fascinating, right?
That's interesting.
So it goes super dark. Like there's murder. There's like hints of like Dawson might rape Kate Sackhoff. Like yeah, it's really dark. And it came out right when they were already working on this newer Power Rangers that was coming out. So that company just came in and like, bam, like you are done, like shut it down.
I think there's lines that cannot be crossed.
Well, and it's like, because people, it looked so professional and it was professionally made. So people people thought like, oh, is this what the new movie's gonna be like? This is crazy badass, but okay. But yeah, they got shut down. I think they let it back up. You guys can like,
Studios only worry when the quality is high enough to compete with them.
That's an excellent point, Marcus. Yeah, that's exactly the problem. And especially if they already have something in the works with that IP.
Also, no rape in Power Rangers. Yes. But Dylan here says, like, it's a legality issue. In order to hold a trademark, you have to also actively defend the trademark, otherwise you can be accused of abandoning the trademark. Okay.
Oh, there's also, thank you, Dylan.
Yeah.
That's actually an excellent point too, because there's a lot of studios that own the IP for something and they're just not necessarily using it, but they have, they have to defend
use it in order to retain that, which Fantastic Four is a perfect example of that, and Spider-Man, which they have to release these movies in order to hold on to the trademark. Yeah, well,
we could probably do a whole Nerd Rave about all, like, how many, 5 movies?
It doesn't even matter. It's fine. We were just talking about Michael Chiklis the other day, by the way.
Oh yeah, we were.
Weird. Anyway.
All right, we're going a little bit over, but because we love you guys, so let's. We have to switch. We have to rave now.
Yes, we have to rave. Cleanse the palate.
Yes.
Okay, so
excited about this.
I'm so excited. Okay, I am a huge John Wick fan, as everyone knows.
As everyone should also be.
Because I cannot. Every time I watch one of those movies,
it's so
it needs to continue. Like, I cannot wait
for
the next one. It's amazing. I love Keanu Reeves. I love the Continental. I love the whole world built around the Continental. It is absolutely incredible. And now they're making a TV show called The Continental on Starz, which, by the way, I don't know if anybody was watching like shows like American Gods, but it's got Ian McShane in it, who is also in...
Seriously?
Yes, but I don't know if he's going to be in it, but everybody else is involved. Keanu Reeves is going to make an appearance. All the directors, all the writers, the showrunner, like everybody who has been a part of the movie is involved in some little way, somehow, in the TV show, and it's going to be amazing, and I'm so freaking excited for it. I can't even handle it. I can't even handle it.
It had to be, you said it's Starz, right?
Starz.
It has to be something like that. It can't be on like a network TV show.
Right, yes.
And I feel like if it was, that's when my worry button would be like, ooh, that can't be on. Like... And
also, little known fact, like Ruth Ann and I, who like do events, have always wanted to do one based on the Continental.
Always.
Oh my gosh,
I had drink specials ready.
We had like the coins, like everything. Oh, everything. So this is why.
Hire us to do your pop-up.
Yep.
Sup.
That's right. So it's super exciting. So
yeah, so that is our Nerd Rave, and yeah, so we're super stoked. We're gonna have our monthly newsletter come out real soon.
Yes.
So make sure you sign up for that.
Yeah, the 22nd of every month is when the newsletter comes out, and we do a quick little video that you can't see anywhere else in it. Plus, we give you tips. And also, just as a heads up, because we're super excited about this too, but Ruth Ann and I are going to be doing a panel at Comic-Con Revolution West Palm Beach, in Florida.
Yes. So excited.
Yes.
Wait, we shouldn't announce exactly what we're going to talk about.
But let's just say that
it's going to be amazing.
It's going to be amazing.
It's going to be amazing. So we have Paul Jenkins.
We have Paul Jenkins on it with us. So we're going to be doing a live Nerd Rage with Paul Jenkins.
Yes. So, and if you don't know him, you're crazy. But something we're going to focus on is Wolverine Origins, because obviously there was that travesty of a movie. So we're going to rage about that. And we're going to talk about like the comparisons and all that and go into detail. There might be something else that we surprise him with on the DL.
He's game, by the way, for anything we throw at him.
Awesome. We love Paul. We've worked with Paul a lot.
Friend. So.
Yeah. So it's gonna be great. Yeah, we're also excited to do that show. We're working on that show. We're working on the show in May. That's gonna be in Ontario, the Comic-Con Revolution in Ontario, California.
Yes.
We're gonna do another Rage there. But yeah, February 27th in West Palm Beach.
And I'll also be at Emerald City Comic-Con. I will be at PAX East.
I'll be at Anime Los Angeles in a couple weeks. And we'll put that all in the newsletter as well.
Yes.
We'll have updates on all the events. Yeah,
please
and where we're
say
gonna be.
Hi.
Yes, please say hi. We love that. And as always, we have our awesome merchandise, and we need to start wearing all the other ones because we have Leslie Nesbitt of Nesbitt Tisbits designing the other fabulously silly food puns.
Cute.
I don't know why we got in the food pun train,
it just happened.
but we really did.
It just happened.
It's pretty great.
Yes.
So check that out. Thank you guys so much for nerding with us. And we'll see you next week. Let us know.
If you want to nerd rage about anything, or if you want us to cover a certain topic, please feel free to post it on our page or in response to any of the number of things that we send out.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Love you guys. Thank you so much for joining, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
You got it?
Got it.